Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Celebrity Authority Show and your host for tonight, Sam Cawthorn.
Hey, very good. Super excited about today's episode. We have Fiona Brown here with us in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us, Fiona.
My pleasure, Sam. Thank you.
Fiona, you are a coach and an author in personal leadership and well-being. Tell me, how important is well-being right now?
Oh, absolutely imperative. With all the chaos and drama that we've had over the last year especially, it has just accelerated everyone in terms of, stress levels and, inability to make clear decisions because of, the mindset that we've had to deal with over the last, especially 12 to 18 months. Yes.
Absolutely. And not only that, we've never experienced anything at all like that. So guys, I'm looking forward to this conversation here today. So Fiona, look, before we deep dive into that, why don't you share with us a little bit more about what's your story? What's your story?
My story is that I'm the second eldest of 9 children, grew up in Sydney.
Wow.
And started my nursing career straight out of school.
Okay.
And I continued to nurse for 35 years, only giving it up 3 days before COVID hit the last year. So for 35 years I worked in the city and also in rural and remote areas of New South Wales in a specialist capacity. But on top of that, about 15 years ago, I started doing some personal leadership work in the space of coaching and ran a coaching program in rural New South Wales, which went on to win some great awards.
Really?
Yeah, and it was an amazing program because it really built community capacity. I was teaching coaches how to coach, who were then coaching young adults, bringing in schools and volunteer groups and big industries and council. So it was a great way of sharing with the whole community the benefits of personal leadership development.
And so 3 days before COVID, you left your job. You then started your own consultancy firm. How did you go?
Well, not according to plan, thank you, COVID. However, I drew on all the things that I'd been doing over those, 14 or 15 years.
Yeah.
I went on, other than doing, my coach training, to become a master practitioner of NLP and matrix therapies.
Congratulations.
Hey, thank you. A conscious hypnotherapist. I've been a Reiki master and teacher for many years. So I've been able to bring in a whole lot of different aspects to well-being to help support someone in moving from where they are now to where they want to be.
Yeah, I love that. So Fiona, if there's one key message that you might have from, I suppose, other coaches, other leadership speakers out there, because as you know, it's a very saturated market for anyone at all in personal development or self-help. What would you say is your differentiating value proposition?
Mine, I believe, is the ability to be able to just do my work my way. I'm really good at building rapport with people and connecting and helping people really bring the best out of themselves and see their own goodness. I like everyone to be their own celebrity and their own guru. I don't have all the answers, but I can bring out the best in people.
Great.
So my work is certainly not about me. It comes through me to help enable others.
And not living in regret, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. When I was in my mid-30s, I lost both my parents in a couple of years, which was obviously very shocking at the time. In hindsight, they're okay, I'm okay. I have learnt from the experience. And what I have learnt is that we don't know when our last tomorrow or even today is. So it's important that I live a life of least regrets. I want to live an unregrettable life and live my authentic happily ever after now.
Yeah.
Why wait?
I love that authentic happily ever after and living an unregrettable life. If people out there, maybe they might be thinking, look, this is a little bit of too much of a fairy tale. I've got too much baggage in my life, too many regrets. What would you say to them and how can they dig themselves out of that?
So what I share with people is the steps that I took to living an unregrettable life, which was first, accept that the past is the past. Regret is only something that you can feel in hindsight.
Yeah.
At the time, you don't feel regret when you're making these decisions.
Yeah, I love that.
With every decision we make and everything we go through, difficult or not, see or look for the silver lining because there is opportunity in everything. So it's important that we turn our mistakes into learning.
Great, I love that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry?
Yeah, no, please
Yeah.
continue on.
Yeah, so from then on, I encourage people to live authentically and unapologetically and just be the best version of themselves. Don't try and be a copy of anyone, because there is no one like you in the world.
You, correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And the next step?
Yep. So the next step is to acknowledge that when you do make a decision, that decision is made by you with your best intention, with all of the resources you have in place at the time. You wouldn't have done it any different.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
looking back to that learning and understanding and cutting yourself some slack. You know, we all beat ourselves up for our
We
past
do,
mistakes.
don't we?
Yeah, but it's so
Absolutely.
not necessary.
Yeah, I love that. That's
Yeah,
really nice.
yeah.
And is that the last step?
No, the last step is to live your dream and make most of the time you have, because as I said before, we don't know when our last today or last tomorrow is. And, you know, having nursed for 35 years and, you know, witnessed the deaths of my parents, and I've been with people who have died in a car accident, lots of different scenarios where I've been with people trying to resuscitate them in hospital, where I've been there at the end. Sometimes they've been able to voice their regrets, other times they just die with them. And the only one thing worse than dying with regret is living with it.
Yeah, that's really, and obviously this is the formula for anyone at all to live an unregrettable life. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's
And it takes
beautiful.
practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all about progress, not perfection.
Fiona, in your busy schedule of, you know, being an international best-selling co-author and, you know, coaching and mentoring, what do you do in your free time? Like, what do you do to recharge yourself so you can continue to operate at the beautiful, happy level that you do?
Easy. I grew up in the city, did the tree change to central New South Wales,
Nice.
and now I've done the sea change to Port Stephens. So I get to
And
live
Port
by
Stephens is the coastal town, yeah?
coastal town in New South Wales, where I live in a beautiful home overlooking the ocean. So my
Such
go-to,
a tough life.
It's
How do you
shocking.
do it?
it's unregrettable. So what I love to do is go for a walk on the beach with my friends, my husband, and just really get out there, get my toes in the sand, really breathe in the ocean air and feel all this, that beautiful sensory feeling that you get from living there with the elements in nature.
I love that.
And I also love to take videos or photos and send them to my friends back in the country, because they love the opportunity to look and have a taste of what I'm getting to live now.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I love to share what I get to live.
Fiona, thank you so much for joining us here on the Celebrity Authority Show. I really appreciate you coming here
Thanks,
and
Sam.
sharing some of your insights, which I'm sure we've all learned so much. Though, just before you go, we have a really cool little challenge for all of our guests, yeah?
I love
The
a challenge.
You do? Yes. So anyway, it's the 10 questions in 60-second challenge. So you do accept the challenge?
Totally.
All right, Fiona, your time starts now. Favourite colour?
2, blue and pink.
Oh, you got 2. Favourite food?
Or pavlova when I'm being naughty.
Bit of Pav all the way. Favourite celebrity?
Celebrity? I believe everyone is their own celebrity, so I actually don't.
Oh,
Have
I like
one.
that one. Very good. Well, it couldn't be you then.
Oh, it's me.
Favourite actor?
Robin Williams.
Favourite professional speaker?
Brene Brown.
Oh, she is amazing, isn't she?
My friend who hasn't met me yet.
Yes, of course. Favourite book?
2, childhood book, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, I love that book.
Grown-up book, Daring Greatly.
Yeah, okay. Darren Greatly, Brene Brown.
Mhm.
Favourite movie?
Avatar.
Favourite city?
Mumbai.
Favourite drink?
Champagne after hours.
Of course, like right now. Favourite pizza topping?
Vegetarian.
And Fiona, if you could be an animal, which animal would you be?
Monkey.
Why a monkey?
Because they're fun and unpredictable, and they obviously have a good time.
I love that. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Celebrity Authority Show. That was awesome.